Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm just realising looking in the viewfinder I probably should have flipped the camera the other way around so you could see my nice wall, my nice new wall. But anyway, you get part of draw on and you can see my books. But I'm doing, it's not a colouring chat today, but you will see me working on this page. This is the new Clara book and I'm using Albert Duras in this one. It's the Little Secrets from My Fairy House. I'm out of breath because I've tried to do this intro 3 times now and the dog's just not having none of it. She's quiet up until I press record. But I'm going to be talking a lot today about Isabel's upcoming surgeries, the struggles that we face and are going to face in the next up to 6 months with having a child like Isabel, and the surgery and everything. But you'll get to see me colouring this beautiful page in the background. I might pop back to this view every now and again. I don't mind coming on camera when I feel like I'm having a good hair day. And you know what? I'm kicking myself that I did that whole like vlog video with no makeup on and my hair wasn't nice. And fun fact, this morning I tried to do the hair cap thing to do some natural highlights, and oh my god, that is so painful. I didn't realise how painful that was. I ended up taking it off because I got bored of trying to do it, and then all the back of my hair was all matted, so I had to put like a deep conditioning thing. But it survived, and I have messaged the hairdressers this morning to try and get booked in for proper highlights and not do it myself. I'm capable of bleaching my hair, but apparently not with a cap. What else? I mentioned that I'll be using the Albert Duras, and it's not going to be a ranty video, this, and if you're not into listening to the real life, I don't like calling myself a colour tuber, I definitely don't like calling myself a YouTuber, but if you don't want to listen to just everyday stuff, then this won't be the video for you. But if you've got me on while you're colouring, or you're doing your diamond painting, or even your housework, or you're just sitting down having a cup of tea and a biscuit, you know, it's like you're keeping me company and I'm keeping you company. That's the way I'd like to think of it. Considering today has been an extra, it seems like an extra long day. We're only 2 o'clock in the afternoon and it feels like it's the end of the day. Isabel's gone to swimming as well after school for the first time today with the lady that we found that works in her school, and I'm so incredibly nervous that she's going to be well behaved, safe, and mostly I hope that she enjoys it, because we had to drop off the car seat at the woman's house last night. I'm worried that she's not going to be able to put a wheelchair down and fit it in a boot and then bringing her back in the house because I can barely carry her now. There's just lots of things, and I don't know what time she's home later as well. I don't know what time, so I'm just sat here. It was either film a video or feel sorry for myself and go back to bed, so I didn't want to do that. When I felt like this yesterday, I took the dog out for a walk, so instead of doing that, because I'm trying to make up a backlog of videos, hopefully a backlog of videos, so when the time comes, even though I said it's going to be a couple of weeks that I'm not going to be able to film, it might actually be a little bit longer than that, but it's sort of, it's one of them. I'm just going to have to play it by ear and see what happens. So yeah, let's just get on with the actual colouring part of the video. So I was just literally sat here, believe it or not, I was watching scamming videos, like companies that try and scam people out of money, like pretending that they're Amazon and stuff. It was quite interesting actually. But instead of me just sat here watching that is the creaky chair, brand new chair, and it still creaks. A lot has gone on in the last 48 hours, so I don't think I'm going to call this whip of the week. I don't know what I'm going to call it, because it's all going to be about Isabel, this video. But she has got her upcoming SDR surgery, 17th of March she's booked in. Now it wasn't, I'll just have to start off from the start just in case anybody new comes along and you don't know anything about Isabel. It is not funded by the NHS because, let's say my daughter was in a walker and there's definitely potential that the SDR surgery would help her walk more normally, then it is funded, but because she's wheelchair bound they don't fund it. So we are lucky enough that my father-in-law is paying for it for her. 16,000 it is, and we are so grateful to him for paying for it. I can't remember what it stands for, spinal something. I'll just Google it really quick and I'll actually tell you the scientific name. SDR surgery. Selective dorsal rhino. Yeah, I can't pronounce that. That's why it's easier calling it SDR surgery. So there you go. That's the name of it anyway. And it is actually at Alderley. That's the website. That's the only place near us that does it. So I mentioned in my last more chatty video that we had the OT round, and she's lovely and she's doing everything that she's meant to do. She left a voicemail with the wheelchair service because Isabel's due to get a new wheelchair. I run them up to date. They can't give me a date of when it's going to be ready to pick up. I've said, right, well, I'm going to ring up every week, every other week to try and find out. I'm going to be their worst nightmare because she needs this chair before she has the surgery. But it turns out that I had a physiotherapy appointment with one of the physios from Alderley. What day are we now? Thursday. Was it Monday or Tuesday morning? I don't know. All my days have just mixing into one at the minute. Anyway, we had this appointment early in the morning and we're going through all the different things of what we're doing with her now and what's working with her and what's not. And we're doing specific pre-physio it is. It's a pre-session to get her body ready for the surgery. So I'm doing that with her every night. She's coming home, and you know, basically any free time that we've got, I do try and make her do these tasks basically. But it wasn't mentioned when we actually met the surgeon that once she'd had the surgery, obviously we understood that we're going to have to be careful manoeuvring her about and stuff. But currently, it might be TMI, but I'm nothing but honest on my channel. Like for instance, when I'm getting her changed or changing a napper, I have to roll her to one side. And I sort of do it with the hips and then the top half of her body because she's so flipping long. I've no idea where she gets it from. But we've been told that we can't do that. We have to do a whole body flip, which that's going to take some getting used to because it's been like years and years of me doing it this way. And it's not just that, I'm not allowed to lift her up, pick her up off the floor, out of a wheelchair, out of the chair from underneath her arms. So I usually pick her up like literally like that underneath her arms. We have to scoop her. So one hand under the bum, one hand behind the back and lift her up like that. And she's over 25 kilograms now, so she's heavy and she doesn't help you when you're lifting her because she just physically can't do it. Her core strength is absolutely rubbish. So me and my husband was talking last night after this online appointment, and we was just saying like, how on earth am I going to be able to get her out of a everyday chair? They call it an everyday chair, the one that she like eats in and plays in. So we've come to the conclusion that we're going to have to get a mobile hoist for the time being for the next 3-4 months to use. It might be a permanent fixture, who knows. But the hoist will only work for us, like getting Isabel off the rug to a bed, or so she can sit on the couch with us because she can't sit independently on the couch either. She has to sit with somebody. She cannot be left. She will hurt herself. She will fall and hurt herself. So, I mean, if you've probably not seen the sort of seat that I'm talking about, but it's got extra support everywhere. It's got the lateral supports, so underneath her armpits to keep her up straight. It's got the latches across her hips. She's got her feet strapped in. There's harnesses for across her chest. Now, I don't understand how we're going to be able to manage to get her out of that, even with the hoist. And I was talking to her carer, actually, the school carer that's starting to take her swimming. I rung her up last night. I just obviously explained my concerns. She said she can stay in the sling. You have to make sure the sling is completely flat on the back, otherwise like she'll get bed sores. And I'm just really scared now that I'm going to do something wrong and I'm going to hurt her. And are we going to be able to manage? I mean, we're struggling now. Am I going to be able to manage? And I'm thinking, should we put it off till like we've got the extension sorted, then we've got all the equipment in the house? But then if we put it off, she's only going to be even bigger. So I've no idea. I've no idea. So then the next issue pops up. We can't obviously handle her like this, so then she can't use the stair lift that we've just had installed to bring her upstairs and bath her. And even if we could bring her upstairs and bath her, we can't put her in the bath, because the way that we've put her in the bath, we can't hold her like that. It could hurt her spine, it could open up the stitches, it could do anything. So like I said, I'm absolutely terrified of making sure that she's not in pain, and I'm doing everything to keep the area clean. Honestly, I'm starting to panic now, because it's getting closer to the time. The actual week in hospital, I'm not too worried about. I mean, I am a little bit, but not as bad as coming home, because there's going to be nurses there and they can show me how to do it. They mentioned about putting her in a standing frame at home. I said I can't do it by myself anymore, especially if I can't hold her underneath her arms. So they're talking about doing it in hospital, but it'll take 2 people. So if it takes 2 people in hospital, how can I physically do it at home when it's just me in the daytime looking after her? Because she's going to be off school for at least a month, at least. So there's all these different things that we've got to work out. So I've got the OT, the occupational therapist, out again on Tuesday. She was going to come out Monday, but luckily enough, Danny's booked the day off because he's watching American football the night before. He's a big American football fan. So he's stopping up late to watch that. So I'll just get Isabel ready on the Monday, but he'll be at home. So we said, because we couldn't get a babysitter to go out for Valentine's Day, so we said, you know what, we'll have a day, so we'll go into my favourite restaurant, and I'm just, touch wood, touch my head, that nothing crops up, or I don't get ill, or he doesn't get ill, or Isabel doesn't get ill, because I'm really looking forward to going and spending some time with him on our own. I'll be able to show you as well, because he doesn't watch my videos, not as far as I'm aware. But look at this card that I got him. He's a really big fan of Oasis. He went watching them years and years ago before we met. And it was a website that popped up on Facebook, and it's one of the lyrics, and I can't remember which one that is. I don't know if it's Liam or the other one. But look, I ordered it, so it comes with chocolate, so I can write a little note in here, and then it comes with all different flavoured chocolates. Now it's a little it's a gift for me, because I know I won't eat half of them chocolates, so I can have them. And literally, the last video, the one before, you probably heard me say I need to go on a diet. I'm giving myself a break. I'm going to start a diet when all this is over. There's literally no point me doing it now, because the amount of bad food and fast food and stuff that we're going to be eating during this time it's probably not going to be good. Not going to be good. One of my father-in-law's neighbours, this elderly lady, they go around and help her with shopping and stuff like that. She has given me and Danny some money towards the hospital. I thought, oh, dead sweet. And we said, you know, we don't want it. And we tried to say to his dad, you know, give it back to me. He said she won't take it back. So that'll cover the cost of, like, you know, if we go to Costa and get a coffee or a sandwich, or there's not really much else where the hospital is located. There's not even any like shopping around it. It would have been ideal, and then I would have stopped there the whole 3 weeks with Isabel, because we would have had something to do. But yeah, I thought that was dead sweet. And I love the cakes as well at Costa. So there's literally no point in me worrying about my weight at the minute when I've got 1,000,001 things to worry about. I did this last night. I'm really enjoying this book. This is probably actually my favourite out of Clara's books. And it's not really much different from the other one, so I don't know why it sticks out so much, but I prefer this one. I do. Yeah, so she's going to swimming tonight after school, and I've literally got my phone at the side of me and I'm constantly checking it. I mean, she's still in school now for another 45 minutes. But I'm still like, oh God, is she going to ring me and say, oh, I can't get her in the car seat, she's screaming, or, you know, whatever. I'm just panicking. And oh my God, trying to get swim nappies for a 6-year-old. I ended up having to get some reusable ones. And the cutest little Lion King swimming costume ever. So I hope that she enjoys it. And I hope it knackers her out so she'll sleep through the night for a change. Because this mummy is tired. She had me up again at 4 o'clock this morning thinking it was a party. But what can you do? What can you do? With the bedroom being right downstairs at the front of the house now, whenever it's bin day as well, if the neighbours bring the bins in like late at night, which the neighbours did last night, it was about 9:30, it really does make a stir. Because obviously there's a lot of banging and stuff. So I don't know whether, I've not been here long enough to say anything just yet, but if I come across them, you know, I'll just say, can you please just take your bins in a little bit earlier because you're disrupting Isabel. I know it's not their fault and it'll be better once she's not at the front of the house. I've got one bit of good news. I don't know if I talked about it in my other video. I can't have done because Lewis has only just told me. But they've sort of like upgraded him at work for him to teach new staff, people that are starting at McDonald's. Yeah, he's doing really well. So I'm pleased with him. So I add a little bit more darkness to that. And I do this in every video. I need to remember to pause and get a drink of water. Like I said, we're lucky enough that this new OT that we've been given is really nice. So on Tuesday when she comes out to measure her for the hoist, we're going to talk about this bath system. Now, I'm better off just showing you a picture instead of me trying to explain it. That's what I've done with everyone that I've spoke about. So it's this bath seat. It's called Orca, like the whale. So she's too big for that, just, you know, ignore that. But that'll be put, I don't think it'll fit in a bedroom, it'll have to go in the front room. So then we'll have to hoist her, put the hoist on in a bed. Now if you've seen my house tour, you've seen where her bedroom is in our living area. So we're going to have to hoist her from her bed, take her to the front room. It's a mobile house that we're hopefully getting to pop her in here. Danny will have to, another all-day appointment. Danny will have to keep her sat up, upright. Again, she cannot sit up. She cannot sit up unaided. So he'll have to sit her up while I wash her and clean her hair and everything. And yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. There's a little tube at the bottom that we can take it outside, she said, to empty it. But the next best thing that she mentioned was actually putting her on the counter, in the kitchen countertop, and washing her hair over the sink, which I think that'll do more damage than good because she won't understand and she'll get scared. And if she starts kicking around, she's going to hurt one of us. My husband's mentioned a kiddie's paddling pool or like a doggy paddling pool. But then the problem is with that, with the hot water, it could warp our floors, number one. Number two, how on earth are we going to empty it and not soak our living area? And then number three, we'll have to keep the house so mega warm so she doesn't catch a cold. Because obviously we're not going to be able to fill it all the way to the top every time we bath her. So it's all these little things that we're seriously having to think about. And I was talking to my friend, I mentioned it a little bit. I said the next person to complain to me about mundane things is going to get a thump. I mean, to the point where, oh, I've got a bit of a cold and they're complaining really bad about it, and I'm just thinking, what would I give to have that to complain about? I'm trying to hold my tongue a little bit and just be careful what I say, because I don't want to upset people, but I'm just being honest. It's so freaking difficult as it is, and it's only going to get worse. But I need to keep telling myself, my friend said this and I know she's right, and I have been saying it to myself. Once it's over and done with, we'll be happier. Once it's over and done with, Isabel will be more comfortable. She'll not be in pain. Because the surgeon said to me, they tend to find with children, oh, I mentioned it. I said it seems like she's got a very high pain threshold. Like if she bangs herself in the bath or she kicks the floor. So I actually forgot whereabouts I was talking about, because I got interrupted with a phone call. But I'm going to start activating. You know what, I'm going to try this, and I've not used this in a long time. Look at the nib on this. Well, that's your typical one. I don't know if it'll be too wide. It's more like a felt tip, I think. Yeah, so you still wet it. I think I was talking about bathing her. I think that's what I was talking about. So yeah, about the paddling pool and this, that and the other. So to do with that situation, I don't know what it's going to be like. And I don't know what this pen's going to be like on this paper. I don't like it. I'm going to have to switch back over. It's making the... Oh, that's terrible. It's making the paper pill loads. So let's switch over. Oh, that's too small. That one's all frayed. I really do need to go through my aqua brushes, and I don't like chucking things out. I think I feel like I'm being wasteful, but they're so frayed, the edges, you can't get into details. Yeah, so long story short, keep the Walker family in your thoughts when it comes to the middle of March, because it's going to be a difficult couple of months. March is just the start of it. And I was thinking about this morning. The last time that she went for any sort of procedure that she got put under, I went in the room with her while she was, you know, they were prepping her and stuff, and I was a mess coming out. Luckily she didn't see me, she was already asleep at that point. So I don't know whether I'm going to ask my husband to do it this time, but I'll probably be even worse, because it's like really major surgery that she's having. And I did ask the physio as well with that the online phone call thingy-majig, how long does the surgery take? And she said it doesn't actually take that long to do, but she'll actually be away from us for 4 to 5 hours, because it takes that long for them to get her body prepped, do all the measurements of her muscles, use the machines to basically see into her body, but know what they're doing is right, and then stitching her back up and whatnot. So I'd like to say I'm just going to take my colouring book and I'll try and keep my mind off it, and I'll take a normal book and read, but I know what I'm like. I'll just be sitting there biting my fingernails and be really upset. But on the plus, I'm really looking forward. It's 3 o'clock now. I'm really looking forward to her getting home today, and the lady letting me know how she got on with swimming. She said that she's going to try and get some photos of her, because there has to be a couple of them in the pool area. So she's going to try and get a couple of photos to show me. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've packed her obviously clean clothes, nappy, all the swimming stuff that she needs. I did forget a shampoo and conditioner last night, so I messaged her earlier on. Said just use whatever you can, it's fine, you know, I'll sort it out on the next time. I completely forgot. My head was all over the show last night. And she's got some snacks as well, because it's not the same rule for her. You know, the rule usually is don't eat before you go into a pool. She's not swimming and kicking around, you know, they're just holding her and doing stretches and whatnot with her. But yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. I did a little shorts video asking about a colour along, so I'm going to look at them comments probably this time tomorrow and then decide, because I'll be able to film tomorrow, so you might see the start of a colour along tomorrow evening or over the weekend, depending what book it is. I fancy a Kirby page because I'm really looking forward to this new book of his coming out. But back onto the Isabel subject, and I say this and I might have said it in a video, and if I have, I do apologise, but you know when you get pregnant and you get all the baby books and it tells you all the information that you might want to need. I've said this and I'll probably say it till I can't talk anymore, that you don't get a manual for a child like Isabel. There really is nothing like that, because one person with cerebral palsy can be so different to the next person with cerebral palsy. And like when I've spoke about in the past about wanting her to talk, there's no one that you can ask. Like there's no doctor that you can say, will this happen in the future, because they just don't know. That's the be all and end all of it, and it's so frustrating not knowing. Luckily I'm not a planner, but my husband is. He likes to know what's going on, when, what time, the weather, everything he likes to know. But me, I just sort of go along. I go along with the flow, luckily, and that's what our life is now. Every single day is just go with the flow, even down to what we're eating for tea, because it all depends on if she slept the night before and how I'm feeling the next day. And that might sound really pathetic, but it is what it is. It is what it is. If I've had a good night's sleep, I will do a full-on like roast dinner or a pasta dish from scratch or anything, because I enjoy cooking. But if I have not slept that night, then it's more than likely we're either getting a takeaway or the boys are having a pizza and I'm having a ready meal. That's just life. That is just life. And I've actually took a couple of hours today, like self-care, like having a shower, attempting to do my hair. And like doing my face tan, putting a bit of makeup on, you know, actually taking pride in what I look like, because I was looking back at the vlog video, and like I said, I'm kicking myself. I should have just made some sort of effort, but I was just like, I can't be bothered. I just want to get this content up, which the next time I do any sort of decorating, if I'm filming, I'll make sure that I look a little bit more presentable. So it was like shock horror up in that video. I was like, ooh, use that girl. Use that girl. Well, I think I'm just going to finish this portion off. I do like to let my Albert Duras completely dry before messing with any other part of the page. Like this is obviously going to be pink, it's a flamingo, and I'm not going to do that until this is dry. And I might work on this tonight. I might put it on a little, I've got a wooden board, I might prop it up in bed, get my heated blanket, get myself a nice glass of wine and watch a film. I like having a film on in the background, and I've really been into my horrors again lately. Although I did watch one over, was it last weekend, and it was awful. It's called Come Play, and I literally stood up at the end of it. I stood up, walked over to the TV, turned the TV off and said to the TV, well, that's an hour and a half I'm never getting back, am I? It was awful. But if you liked it, I'm sorry. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do tonight. Depending what time she's home as well, and I might even take Roller out, finish doing this, take her out for a quick half-an-hour walk, just round the block up to the main road, and come back round again. I'm just sort of trying to just do something, not just sit there like messing with my phone, or just trying to keep my brain occupied, because I'm seriously, sorry for swearing, shitting myself for the next couple of months coming up. I'm really scared. I just hope everything goes okay. I hope that you know, I don't accidentally hurt her while changing a nappy. That was another thing as well, we can't lift the legs up. So I was like, I said to the physio, well, how do I change a nappy? She said, well, you have to roll her a certain way and you have to do this and you have to do that. Oh, I'm going to be panicking every time it comes to that point. Or even getting her dressed. I'm just like, oh, how much can one person take before they crack up? But I am going to end the video here. I hope that you enjoyed this little, I don't want to call it a rant, because it wasn't a rant, it was more so me thinking out loud about the things that are worrying me, But one thing I am really enjoying this colouring book at the minute, after me saying, I think I said I have to colour a Clara Markova page once a month to get these books used, but I can see myself colouring this in this one quite a lot, and the paper is beautiful for Albert Durers. So I don't know what order this video, I might upload this today or even tonight, I don't know yet. I don't know, but we're coming up to the end of school time and this is where I'm going to start panicking. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please do leave me a thumbs up. I just wanted to mention as well to my new channel members, thank you so much for joining, and I do plan on doing my one-to-one Instagram video, what should we call them, conversations, or me showing you tutorials and stuff next week. I do plan on doing that next week. I've got a couple of days free that I've not got anything planned, no appointments and stuff. It definitely won't be Tuesday because that's when I've got the OT coming out about the hoist. But yeah, thank you to the channel members and thank you to everyone else, even if you're not a channel member, everyone that leaves me a thumbs up or a comment. I know I don't comment straight back, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better at it. But thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Do you seriously? Right, you're quiet all this time and then as soon as I click record, what do you do? Rolo, what do you do? You're a small dog but you make a lot of noise. All I'm trying to do is get a thumbnail and the camera is just not having none of it. Just stay there. Just stay there. You know, she's gonna be alright later.